Welcome to the Tea Hut, the podcast for unorthodox entrepreneurs striving for success by going against the grain. Breaking down barriers beyond the biscuit tin, revealing what property professionals and construction workers really talk about on their tea breaks. Join us as we delve deep to uncover what it takes to succeed and be the best version of yourself.
Welcome to the Tea Hut podcast, where we break down the barriers that go way beyond the biscuit tin. I'm your host, Robbie Dunchow. You probably know me from previous episodes, and if you don't, it's nice to meet you all. I just want to take this time to shout out eGrowth Media and JT for sponsoring the Tea Hut podcast, doing all that magic stuff with the reels and all the social media content. If you want to generate leads for your business or you want social media management for your business, give JT a call, eGrowth Media, big up the team. And I just want to say I'm really excited to have our guest in today. It's Sam, editor of BlueBricks magazine, for those of you that don't know. I won't say any more. I just want you to take a minute or two, Sam, and just introduce yourself to our listeners. Give us a bit of background on yourself, what you do, where you're from, and all that great stuff, mate.
Yeah, nice one. So first of all, thanks for having me on, Robbie.
No problem.
Really been looking forward to this one. So yeah, as I say, I'm Sam. I'm the editor and owner of BlueBricks magazine. So BlueBricks is, as you could probably tell by the title, a magazine for property investors, property developers. We've got 14,000 readers now and growing. And it's our goal really just to build a community and help people to grow in property, which I'm sure we'll talk about in the podcast later. So it wasn't actually myself that established BlueBricks magazine. It was Nathan Winch and Caroline Monks, and it was set up in about 2020 during COVID. I started working for the business back in 2021. I don't know if you remember the government Kickstart scheme, where, I was Kickstart for those guys helping out on the marketing. And then I ended up acquiring the business last year in 2022. It's coming up to my 1 year anniversary now. And just running the business from there, setting up networking events across the country, growing the magazine, and trying to turn it into quite a notable publication that's hopefully going to help a lot of people.
Nice, mate. Thanks for the intro. So before we get any further into it, I always ask people, what's your favourite biscuit? You're on the Tea Hut, you like a cup of tea. I even made you go and get the tea bags, didn't I, today?
Yeah.
I was running a little bit late, so I had to message Sam, and he went down and got the old Yorkshire tea for anyone that wants to know. I don't drink anything else. So what's your favourite bit? Grab them, Sam, and show them to you. They're on the table there. Just show them to your camera, just hold them up and just, tell the listeners what we got there.
So first of all, I almost got your PG tips, so I'm glad I didn't. 15 PG per splashed out. But look, what I've got here is
definitely a Yorkshireman.
It's the McVitie's milk chocolate digestive.
Can't go wrong with it.
You can't. It's simple but perfect, and that's what I like about it. Not too complicated.
Not overcomplicated. Not too posh. I like that. You can't go wrong with a chocolate digestive. Very popular. Surprised you didn't go for the hobnob. You like a chocolate hobnob, man, or you?
No, I don't like them.
No,
too crumbly. I like
love
the,
that. I love a
texture.
controversial opinion. Because I'll be honest, right? I don't not like them. They're all right. I'll eat them if they're there. But I said this to someone the other day. I think they're overrated.
Oh, massively.
I don't mind a hobnob. I think they're all right. But I think if I was to choose a chocolate covered one out of the two, I would prefer them that you've bought in there.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I don't really snack at all, but a chocolate digestive is the only thing I can eat half a packet off in one sitting.
Easy
and not
as
think
well.
Twice. Yeah, just straight down.
Yeah. Would you eat them dry, or do you have to dunk them?
I have to dunk them. Can't have them on their own. Has to be with a cup of coffee.
Has to be with a cuppa, yeah? Oh, you're a coffee man?
I'm a coffee man, not a tea man.
Oh.
I wasn't going to say this on this podcast.
Oh, my God. What, are you drinking tea against your will there?
I like tea. I'm not against tea.
But out of choice?
Yeah, like the hobnob and digestive.
Okay, so let's go a bit deep. Are you like an instant coffee man? Are you a barista coffee man? Do you have to go Starbucks and get your coffees or what?
I would, but I resent paying
50 quid for a coffee.
Yeah, I massively resent spending like £10 in a coffee shop. But otherwise, I am prone to one.
Yeah, okay. Have you got like a machine at home?
No, instant coffee.
Just instant. Go on, what one? Hang on, let me guess. Are you the Americano man in the tin?
No.
Oh, go on.
Nescafe.
What standard? Just Nescafe?
Just Nescafe.
What, just original Nescafe?
Yeah, just original. It's really boring.
Red cap original Nescafe. Oh my God. Fair. Look, it just says that's you down to a T. You've bought in the standard milk chocolate covered digestives, and you're a red cap Nescafe man.
a bit offended. But yeah, I think
I've just pigeonholed you massively. Yeah. I've just really fucking wrapped you up in a stereotype.
I think it's a golden top one, but yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, that's a bit different.
A little bit, not too bad.
That's different because Nescafe Original is just like, okay, no one buys that shit anymore, do they?
No.
Okay, all right. You've changed the game there a little bit, because I like coffee, but again, I probably spend too much money on takeaway coffee, like Starbucks. I love a Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh, I am yeah. Anyway, brilliant, nice biscuit, mate. Can't go wrong. Actually, get them out, mate. Come on, open one. I wanna. I've got a bucket of tea over here. You've got a bucket of tea that you don't really want to drink. So you've got a dunk of biscuit in it at least.
You know what, mate? I've never dipped digestive in a cup of tea before. So
what?
No, it's always been coffee. So
is it a revelation? Oh my God. Oh, mate. Right, okay. I'm all up for first. I'm all up for breaking cherries on the tea hut. So get that. Right, let's just pause everything for a minute, right? Get that in there and eat it and tell me what you think. Give me a rating out of 10.
I can't really taste any difference with the tea.
Mate, how can you not like...
With a coffee, it tastes like there's a tangible difference in the biscuit.
You think? What's different about
it? I couldn't tell you, but...
No?
Bit underwhelmed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my... Mate, you're going to cause a massive stir on a tea hut, mate, I'm telling you now. I don't think I've had one person come in and say they prefer coffee for a start.
But yeah, then to blaspheme.
And then to absolutely... Yeah, wipe your mouth clean, man. Well, anyway, I'm rating that. I like that. So, how old are you now, Sam?
24 now.
24. So, what were you doing before BlueBricks? What perked your interest? I know that you mentioned marketing.
Yeah.
So was that your interest that got you into this? What's your journey? What's been, school? What was the interest that got you here to where you are now?
Yeah. So to be completely honest, with school, I struggled with school. I did okay. Like I didn't struggle. I got good grades, but I didn't do extremely well. I kind of flew in the middle. I wasn't very academic, and I got to a point when I think I was 14, 15 years old. Just maybe a little bit deep for the tea.
No, it's not.
But I was just like, what's kind of the point? Not in an awful way, but I don't want to go to college, go to university, get a job, get a house, get a wife, get kids, and then just retire when I'm 75. Quite deep for a 14-year-old. But
no, it's not. Because I'd say I had them thoughts at that age.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, massively. I mean, but at the time, I felt like the only one having them, which made it really, really difficult.
Because you feel like you're not fitting into the norm, don't you?
Yeah.
Because that's what you're conditioned. We say this. This word said a lot on the tea hut, conditioning, and I think you are conditioned that is the normal, isn't it?
Oh yeah, massively. That was it. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I thought, I like animals. I'll try and be a vet. So I studied that in college, but dropped out because I just wasn't for me, and started an apprenticeship at 16. And the moment I started making money, £650 a month, which was a 16-year-old, felt like I was balling.
Yeah.
I just not fell in love with making money. But
what was that apprenticeship in?
Just customer support. I was working for a large firm that it was, Computer Shed. I took over Northern Rock and all the rest of the stuff.
So what was your apprenticeship in?
It was customer support. So it was just, for me at the time, a job and a way to make money. And I thought, I'll get some qualification, make some money. When I realise what I want to do, I'll go for it. So I ended up getting a full-time job off the back of that, worked until I was about 19 in corporate. I was in e-learning, doing customer support, sales, standard admin stuff. And then decided to go travelling. Because I'd hit a point where I didn't know what I wanted to do. But I started researching, it sounds typical, but your Grant Cardones, your Tony Robinsons. So I thought, you know what, the highest paying job I can think of is like a doctor. A doctor's on like £70,000. So why are people driving these fast cars and buying these nice things? Like, how are they doing
How are they doing it?
Yeah, so it really intrigued me. And I started looking at all the different investment strategies like Forex, and I hated Forex. It just sounds so boring. I know that might cause some controversy. And I found property and just started looking at YouTube videos and online articles and podcasts. And I just fell in love with the idea of it. And when I went traveling, I kind of promised myself, right, when I come back, I'm going to start a career. I'm not just going to jump around anymore. And then I became an estate agent. And it all went from there, really. Estate agency into sourcing, into working for BlueBricks, into marketing, into running BlueBricks, really. Full circle.
So what's next moving forward? What do you want to do? I mean, now you've got the magazine, you obviously expressed an interest in property, and you've obviously realised that it can be lucrative when done right. What are you looking into doing next?
Yeah, so for
investing?
Me, yeah, definitely. So this year is the year I've started investing now, because I always wanted to invest, but I went into sourcing to make the money to invest. And then when I bought BlueBricks, that was the year I was going to start investing, but I invested in BlueBricks instead. So this year, looking to start investing in low money down strategies. So going to do a bit of rent to SA. Already kind of set the groundwork for that. And then my main priority is growing BlueBricks magazine. BlueBricks is kind of like my baby. I love it. I've got such a strong vision for it, and it's coming together now, so that it's kind of my full focus, really.
Yeah. Nice. What was school like for you? Like early years? What's home life like? You know, what's shaped you into be the young man that you are?
Oh yeah, we are going deep. Yeah,
we are.
So,
I want to understand. You know, because obviously you said something that I resonated with there when you were young. You had that thought that scared you almost, like you don't want to just do what everyone else is doing. Going to college and getting a trade or working towards a job, working up that promotional corporate ladder, and then realizing that there's a ceiling to that, and you didn't want that, and that's quite I agree, it's a profound thing for a 14-year-old teenager to think. So where does that come from?
So I think the first thing that probably changed it, so my sourcing business was called Folds Cooke Property Solution, and Folds is the surname of my granddad, Cooke is my surname. So I was really close to my granddad. My mum worked a lot when I was young. So some holidays and stuff spent with my grandparents. My granddad was like a second dad to me. And he died horrendously of cancer, and watching that, I think at such a young age, of like a father figure, made me mature a bit more and think a little bit older than the people around me. In terms of school, didn't really fit in with any one group. I drifted around a lot. I wasn't one of the cool people or the not cool people. I was just kind of in the middle, floating
both.
Yeah, I just kind of floated by, really. That was the thing. Got bullied occasionally, but not too much. And then in terms of my home life, my parents are very much, and still are, for that whole go to college, go to university, get a job, work hard at your job, work up the corporate ladder, retire.
Conditioning, yeah.
Massively, yeah. So we've butted heads plenty of times, me and my family, over that whole, the journey I'm on and them not understanding it. So yeah, I think that set the groundwork. My dad, my biological dad, he runs his own business. He's a landscape gardener. So I think he's always been supportive of what I do.
Yeah.
And he kind of gets it, but the rest of my family just...
Are him and your mum together?
No, not anymore, no.
When did they split?
When I was like a couple of months old.
So really, that early on? So
yeah.
You don't really remember that?
I don't remember.
That wasn't an event in your life that you can say that was affected you in any way?
No, I wouldn't say so, because I've never known any different.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I know some people, they grow up and then the split.
And then when the parents may split at early teens, it can have quite an effect, can't it? In the breakup of the home, but whereas you're so young, it didn't really affect you in that way.
Yeah, no, I feel quite lucky, really, that I never had to experience that. And my parents, I'm lucky as well that...
Have you got a good relationship with both your biological parents?
Yeah, in different ways. Me and my dad are really close. We're like friends.
Yeah.
In a way, I would describe my dad as a friend as much as a dad. He's an amazing dad.
Yeah.
And my mum, we get along, and we, I was called my mum for my best friend sometimes, but we're different in the terms of that. I can't talk to her about business or what I'm doing or how things are, because she doesn't understand it.
Yeah. But your dad does, by the sounds of it, get it a little bit at least.
Yeah, massively. Because, I mean, you'll know, obviously you've got a kid and a wife and stuff, and it sounds like you've got a supportive family, but when you work in Saturdays, weekends, when you can't make an event or do an occasion and you're working all the time, people just don't understand it, do they? If they're not from that world, they're like, you're your own boss, just you can cut off whenever you want.
Just do that.
Yeah.
I wish it was that easy.
We
were just talking before we came on air about the work-life balance myth.
Yeah.
What I believe to be a myth. Purely because I think, maybe not in the sense like we spoke about, if you're employed, 9 to 5 by someone else, and you're paid a wage, an hourly wage, or whatever it is, salary. Then you can essentially get that work-life balance because you've got your allocated hours per week to work, whatever it is, 40 hours or whatever. And then the rest of your time is your life balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, in that sense, you could get a job where you don't have to do overtime. You can choose to do overtime if you want to earn more money, when really that's a bit of a false economy, really, when you look at it closely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because obviously time is your most valuable commodity, and you're exchanging that for money.
Yeah.
Which is obviously what you realised early on, wasn't it, by the sounds of it? That
you don't undo, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a strange thing about business owners. You go in a business to have more time, don't you? And then you have less time than anyone else.
Ever.
But I think it's the choice of, you don't feel like you're trading time for money anymore. It's, you know...
you can earn more in the same time, right?
Yeah.
If you're technically, that's what... But I've realised there's a ceiling to that as well. Unless you're having multiple streams of income, which is why I've got, 2 different businesses. I'm doing 2 different things. I've got my bread and butter, which I consider my construction company, which, keeps my guys working. It keeps my bills paid. And, I enjoy that to a certain level. But there's a ceiling to that without going too corporate and trying to grow it massively. There's a lot of competition out there. Especially with the big boys, they've got it all sewn up now. No, but I mean, all the big developers and the big construction companies, it's very, very hard to get into that market now because it's just like, it's so competitive unless you've got a bit of money behind you and things like that. Hence why I've gone into like the lower end of development, but into that middle area where we're looking for sites between 3 and 5 units, that are too big for the small developers and too small for the big developers.
Yeah.
There's that little grey field there we can sort of nip into. It's about finding that niche and that you can fit into, I guess.
I think what's hard for you as well is that, like, I don't know if you found it, but like, estate agents don't really understand what you do. So that's difficult.
Estate agents don't at all.
Landowners just don't know what the land's worth. So they're like, okay, it must be worth an absolute fortune. I'm sat on land. So I think you are in a real difficult situation where you've got to get that person who knows what the land's worth and is willing to sell.
Trust your experience.
Yeah.
It's hard managing people's expectations because people like to think they know best, right?
Yeah.
So you always get, 75% of the time you'll get a vendor in that scenario that will call an estate agent to question your figures.
Yeah.
The estate agent will obviously not really be educated in the way that you're pricing the land. They will price it from an estate agent's point of view who don't know how to price land, and they will give these vendors unrealistic figures. Yeah. And then it just makes the deal not stack for us and it just makes it impossible. Then you get a vendor going, oh, well, I've been told it's worth this. These are the estate agents. These are the guys that I'm going to listen to because they've got a shop front and a fucking glossy magazine for me to look at. Yeah. And a nice looking bird in the window, generally. Well, unless you used to wear a wig at work.
Yeah, I was one of the only guys in the office, man. Okay, that is what they do. It's on a side.
Yeah, I know. That is maybe it's marketing, man. Yeah. You go to these property training courses, you'll get loads of female sales working the floor, walking around. How are you doing? You all right? How's it been for you? How's it been for the past couple of days? And you're like, I know what you're fucking doing. Do you know what I mean? Your button's done down to your waist and you got your tits hanging out. I know what you're doing. That's just classic sales, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're selling in a male market, what are you gonna do?
Honestly, I've seen it in books. I've seen markets talk about it. Like, you like to think that people don't do that, and I think there are cases where it's just coincidence. But yeah, there are some people.
What was your experience of it? I mean, you obviously worked in a estate agency. I mean, you just said it happens. It's got to happen, isn't it? That's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it does happen. It does. I mean, I've done it before. If I need to call someone. Sometimes I've got my girlfriend to do it.
Yes.
She's Canadian, she's got a real nice
Much
voice.
better voice on the phone.
And the sales agencies who do it on LinkedIn. So if you've ever had like a LinkedIn approach and you've looked at the profile picture, you've gone, that's obviously fake. It's the deliberate thing that they do. Yeah. Which you're more likely to respond. Yeah.
100%. 100%. That's just classic marketing technique, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Classic.
I think so. I mean, I'm sure it's frowned upon in some ways.
Because it's sexualisation.
Yeah, massively.
You'd get the women brigade that will stand up and go, that's not right. But it happens. Yeah. And does it happen on a male scale? I don't know. Like, probably. I don't know. It depends who's... I don't know.
I mean, I'd like to think I'm attractive enough that someone would try that with me. But I don't agree with it, but at least if you know that it's a thing that exists, you can avoid it and be aware when it happens.
Yeah. It's a strange thing, isn't it? It's a funny world we live in, really. So how long were you in a estate agency for?
You know what? I was in there a couple of months because it was right before COVID. Literally right before we came back from Asia, just before COVID struck, which I'm thankful for because otherwise we could have been stranded out there.
Yeah.
And as the new starter in an estate agency, my job was going to the roughest areas, the roughest properties, and showing people around them. And I've seen
Trying to sell it.
Mate, I've seen some states.
Really?
I've seen some absolute states.
Go on. What's the worst one?
Worst one. So there's a block of apartments in a, I won't say the exact town, but in Bradford, that's notorious. And this property developer bought them, and all the local agents were like, do not buy those apartments. He's like, I'm going to renovate them, and I'm going to make them for young professionals. And all the estate agents said, you're mental, it's not going to happen. Do not buy those fucking apartments. So they've gotten a reputation. So this guy's refurbished them, and it took me on the viewing. And the guy that I was showing it round, he was a big guy, full tracksuit, massive scar across his neck, like really bad. His girlfriend looked to be for a question.
Looked the same with a wig.
Yeah. she looked to be for questionable age.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they were like, all right, show me around these apartments. I was like, right, shit, okay. So we went inside, and they had the block manager there, and the block manager, I don't know if she knew what she was doing, but the apartment that she was supposed to show us, which was freshly refurbished, wasn't the one she showed us. So she took us to one that had just been trashed, absolute fucking trashed. Had this jewelled wallpaper all over the walls. And I went into it, and I went to turn a light on. She said, you can't do that. I said, why can't I do that? She went, they've stolen the light fittings. I said, who's stealing light fittings? There's cigarettes all over the floor. There's some pickled eggs on the counter for some damn reason. And the guy goes, oh, does it come with a kitchen cooker? They go, normally it does, but they've stolen that too.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and he said, but we're on floor 6, and I just saw some crutches by the door. She said, yeah, we're disabled. So like, how did he manage that? So I was like, right, okay, can you just take us to one of the refurbished ones? And on the way to the refurbished one, there was a guy running up and down the corridor with a sheet on his head, pretending to be a ghost. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it was one of those places, mate, where you can always hear a dog barking, but you don't know where the dog is. Yeah. And they didn't buy the property, surprisingly, but yeah, that was probably the best experience.
Oh my God. Well, I want to know what the guy in the fucking sheet was doing, or what he had been doing to be running around in the sheet. Oh, mate, that's hilarious. I love that. Oh, mate.
So yeah, that was what you think you're getting into when you're going to property versus the realities was two very different things.
It's like Instagram versus life, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. Honestly, like being an estate agent's a difficult job. In rough, I'm sure in like places like Kent it's lovely, but when you're in Bradford,
in Surrey,
it's complete. It's not like that.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
I suppose it's a different clientele as well. It's not just the places that you're looking; it's the people that you're dealing with as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you ever had any experiences with that? Like any people like being horrible to you, being rude to you, or anything like that?
I don't think I had one as an agent. I know there was a valuer who I used to know from a different branch who used to show me around, and she got locked in a basement by a guy. Like, she'd gone and viewed a property with this guy, and she'd gone into the basement, and it locked it and locked her in. But no, I'd never had any
What
issue.
did he do with her? What, just left her there?
She just left her there.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully she was okay. She rang the office and it was all good. But
Can someone come and let me out of this fucking basement, please? Oh, that's brilliant.
But yeah, there is stuff like that that's happened. Yeah.
Oh, mate, that's amazing. Oh, so we were talking about the property training industry and stuff earlier on, weren't we? We were talking about that. I mean, what's your view? Have you done any? Been to any courses, or like what's your experience of it?
So with me, when I was when I told you I was like a bit younger, I wanted to get into property. I went to a couple of the 3-day events.
Yeah.
You know, the typical property training events.
Yeah.
And I thankfully, so it was, I think it's toned down a bit now, but you know, when you think of the stereotypical, right, get your cards out, run it back, it was, you know, £30,000, now it's 997. It was that.
It's still
kind of
like
thing.
that.
Is it still like that? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I saw through it and I didn't buy. But it excited me about the potential property, but I didn't buy. So
when you say you saw through it, right? and you didn't buy. What was it you were seeing through? Did you not see any value in what they were selling?
Because the guy's telling me that it's normally like 20 grand, and for this moment only, he's selling it at 997, and the next people that come in afterwards is not going to give the exact same deal.
Yeah, notice a lot of them. Like, don't hit me with that fake sales stuff. Just tell me what the price is. Tell me what the product is.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think I would have gone for it, but because I was going travelling, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll come back to it when I get back from travelling. But I started to research online, like, you know, is it legit? What's going on? And I found a website called, and they actually run their own magazine, but Property Hub.
Yeah.
And you know what, you know, everyone's like, oh, competition. I don't think the competition, I think they're amazing because they actually save me a lot of money because they have a lot of free courses on what HMO is, how to get into buy to let. And they had a lot of blogs and people that were sharing their stories. So thankfully, I heard about what the training industry can be like for other people.
Yeah.
So I started out with a negative view of the industry. I still hold it to a degree, but I know that not all trainers are the same.
Yeah, there's some good trainers out there. And there's some good mentors out there. And there's some people doing some really good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's not totally littered with crooks and thieves.
No.
It's just unfortunate that it seems the people getting the biggest slices of the cake are the crooks.
Yeah.
And whether that's down to we spoke about good marketing. It's definitely a thing. Social media, you know, they've got all them angles covered. And I spoke to people about this before, and I know it's definitely a thing because, look, you know, you can run targeted ads on Facebook, like. Do you feel like that these people are targeting certain demographics with their training courses, i.e. easy targets?
I think that a lot of the people that are out there that property training attracts are probably people that have convinced themselves that they're not doing that.
Yeah.
But in reality are doing that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how to phrase it. So, like, yeah, I think there is a lot of that going on. Alistair Cunningham, who was on the front cover of the latest issue of BlueBricks magazine. The one before that, he invited us to one of his events for free, and it completely changed my mind on property. Like, what he did at that event was unbelievable and helped so many people, and the advice he was giving was so practical. But what a lot of property trainers do, you know, they built a property portfolio in 2008 when they were picking up houses for like, you know,
20 grand.
Yeah. And now, you know, in 2023, they're teaching property training strategies. But they'll tell the truth. Like, yeah, property sourcing, if you find an investor and you find a deal, hypothetically, you can sell that. But they don't tell you that could take a year. Like, most businesses aren't profitable for 3 years. And a property business is a business. Like, they don't say that.
Yeah. Mate, none of them say that. That's what I'm saying. They're all like, no money down. You can build for this. Yeah. You know, use OPM, other people's money. And it's just like, these are all buzzwords, are they not?
Yeah.
Like, it's literally just to get people going, oh, what? And they're like dogs with treats, aren't they? It's like, you throw them a little one and they're fucking on you like that. But that's what it's like, isn't it? That's what I see going on. It's just like, you know, I'm not going to say that I haven't bought into it a little bit in a sense, I guess, because I've been through a few different training funnels now.
Yeah.
You know, over the past 5 years, and they're whilst you know my mentor that I decided to go with, Andy, was great for me at that time. I can see that a lot of like these training courses are the same. Like, they are just cookie cut from, you know, the big boys who are they're all doing the same thing and offering the same.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much difference in value there, like, by going with this guy compared to this guy. It's just a different guy in a different suit.
Yeah, but it's on the same thing. I mean, it's a magazine. So BlueBricks publication, everything we do and anything we do is completely impartial. So when I'm putting stuff in print, there isn't a one-sided slant on any topic.
Yeah.
From a personal perspective, I have that. Like I say, though, Alistair changed my mind because I think that there are people, I think 2 people could go to the same training course. I think one of them could end up with a highly successful property business.
Yeah.
I think the other could do nothing.
I've said this to a lot of people, and it's definitely, yeah, you just said it there. I'll say it in a different context. Like, you could have the best trainer in the room, and you could be like, it doesn't matter who's giving the training, or necessarily the level of the content, as long as it's fairly decent. Yeah. But like you said, you've got to be able to then take the action steps after taking that information in.
Yeah, to do the next thing.
And be able to understand what you're being taught.
Yeah.
There's the other different. That's what I meant by, do you think the markets are targeted and the demographics for these training and the ads that go out are targeted specifically at these sorts of people that have got no experience and feel like they need this training course, when the training course ain't going to give them the experience that they need to understand property and the construction business as well, because there's that element of it as well, which I think a lot of people fail to understand as investors, that, you know, when they're investing in a property, you know, and it needs a refurb, if they're just an investor putting their money into a investment, they don't really have an interest or an understanding of what that is. I.e. a construction project that needs a refurb, that has to undergo certain legislation, and you have to have certain things in place. Have you noticed that? Do you notice that from a lot of people, investors, and the construction / property smoke screen, if you like?
Well, they don't mention that stuff.
Well, yeah, or they don't understand it. Like, from an investment point of view, so, I'll just go and hire a builder. You know, it costs you $2,500 to put a kitchen in. It's like, hang on a minute, who the fuck are you getting to put your kitchens in? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are these kitchens made out of? Like fucking matchboxes. I just think a lot of them are unrealistic, and the people that don't know don't know.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying by the people being specifically targeted, believing what they're being told as gospel when it's not. Like build costs, for instance. A lot of people ask me about build costs. I'm a builder. I build houses. I do refurbs. I do a lot of building work. You know, I generally cover all aspects. Yeah. So a lot of people ask me, you know, for instance, how much can you build a house for per square foot? And that is literally the question I will get, with no drawings, no spec, no anything. Just how much can you build a house for? And I'm like, where's the house?
Yeah.
What's the access like? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got my construction company, for instance, might have different overheads to Joe Blogg's down the road.
Yeah.
So what might be my price to build a house is going to be a lot different to his, yours. Yeah. It's going to be different.
Yeah, but that information doesn't sell, does it? Because it's not exciting.
Exactly.
You know, what's exciting is make all this money from property, and the rest of the stuff.
It's just not important.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. And again, like I say, that's not all trainers. Like, for example, Alistair and stuff, and I'm talking about Alistair highly because I went to his training.
Yeah, I've never met the guy, so I will look into him after this.
He's really, what he does is unbelievable, but he really goes into the minutiae of that and says, look, it's not no money down, and he's very honest, and he says it could take you a long while. It could go out today, you could find your first lead tomorrow, could take 6 months.
Yeah.
And I like that, and he goes into the minutiae. But there are a lot of people that will just say, yeah, it's not our job to train you that, so we'll just train you all the fun strategies.
Yeah, we'll just tell you that this is possible if you do this, but they're not going to. The small print, if you like, is that you've got to do 100 phone calls, you've got to do 200 site visits, you've got to, spend $1,000 in travelling fees, travelling around looking at different properties before you've even had a deal accepted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you've also got to deal with estate agents hanging the phone up on you. You've got to deal. Not a lot of them. Like, no one highlights the bad stuff, and that's what I find distasteful. But then again, I find anyone who believes that to be a bit of a twat as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think if a lot of people are coming through this,
the training's good, right? And I just think it's how you take it and how you use it.
I do it, yeah.
Like, and I'm not. A lot of these people, even the bad ones, they're not bad at what they do. Like, their knowledge on what they do, their strategy is generally good. It's just the way they sell.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think any trainer or anyone who's out there trying to hurt people or trying to take money, I just think that they've probably not seen the other end of it. And I think that's the problem. It's like they see the student success stories, but what about...
I don't know, man. Nah. I mean, I'm sat here now and I think about this a lot, and I think you can either do something or you can't.
Right.
Yeah, this is like me. This is like me sitting there and I go, I'm sick of my job. I tell you what, I could go and earn money being a doctor. I'm going to go and be a doctor, but I can't. Do you know what I mean? I've got to learn a little bit. So I'm going to go night school and go and learn some doctoring stuff.
Yeah.
That's what people do with property. I'm going to go do this little course here. I'm going to learn a bit about this, and I'm just going to go and do it.
Yeah.
Like if I was if there's a bit of context. If I'd have previously done a medical degree and then didn't do it and went and worked in a factory and then decided to go and be a doctor, I could, because I've already done the foundational training. I've already got a basic understanding and knowledge. But the people that get into property, and the way that it's sold to people, it's like, you don't need to know anything. Yeah. You don't need to know anything. I shouldn't do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No money down. Other people's money. It's just like, whoa, you're creating a really big fucking problem here.
Massively, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, because it's not just a problem for the person doing it. It's like the other person's money. Who are you going to use if you're not compliant and you don't know what you're doing?
Exactly.
So I think it does run a massive risk.
Yeah,
like,
massive. It's a bit scary, really. And that's where I mean, look, I've learned over the years, like I didn't start out doing everything by the book when I started my business. I had to learn how to do things properly, the right way. You know, I didn't know everything when I first started. Who does?
Yeah.
Do you know, that's the whole point of learning and being willing to learn.
Yeah.
You know, there's a difference. You know, you got to be willing to learn, haven't you?
Yeah.
Like, you got to be open to criticism and, you know, open for admitting that you're wrong sometimes, aren't you? Do you think that's hard in business?
I think it is hard, but it's something I've learned. Like I've got a consultant and stuff that helps me now, and there's been times where he tear me an absolute new one. And at first I get offended, like, you know, I can't believe he'd say that to me. But now I'm like, you know what? It's not coming from a place of hate. Sometimes you have to be told that you're doing something wrong, harsh, to fix it and realise what you're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think you're completely right. And you know, like when I'm putting BlueBricks together and stuff, one of my passions, as talked about the training industry, is giving people factual information as it is.
Yeah.
Like not inflate,
not dressing it up.
No, you know, anyone who writes in the magazine you featured, you'll know. I say, look, if you made a mistake, if you've done this case study, something's gone wrong, you've lost money, put that in there. Be honest, tell people. And that's why we have people like Tina Walsh that talk about compliance.
Yeah.
Might not be as interesting in an article. Well, I've read it. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, I get
but some of the stuff
saying.
around the FCA might not be as interesting as some massive case studies.
Yeah.
But it's vital to know it. So I always make sure that the stuff in there is really, really realistic.
Yeah.
And that people show the mistakes too, because you can lose a lot of money in property. I was just was on social media yesterday reading an article about some company that's been liquidated and all these investors have lost millions, and some of it were old age pensioners who were told they were going to make this guaranteed return investment.
Yeah.
When it goes wrong, it can go wrong.
So go seriously wrong.
Yeah, massively.
Yeah, and we've experienced that, and we've learned from the early stages of, you know, when you get giddy over things. You know what I mean? You get too emotionally invested into things before you've really thought about everything.
Yeah.
You know, we've done that before in the past. I've done it, you know. But I think you've got to make mistakes in business. It's all well and good, like having a mentor or an accountability partner or something. But like, I truly believe like there's some things that you've got to go through yourself, and I believe there's some mistakes that you've got to make yourself, no matter what anyone else says to you.
Yeah.
That you'll never learn otherwise.
Massively.
Do you know what I mean? Like you can sit there and listen to a mentor that you might have paid money to, or whatever, but you might not. You might think different to them.
Yeah.
I know you've paid their money for it, but at the end of the day, your life's your life, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I truly don't think you'll learn what it really feels like unless you make certain mistakes yourself.
Yeah.
Like you can listen to someone all day long, but that person might not have even made that mistake.
Yeah.
They might just be talking from someone else's experience that they've learned from to not make that mistake. And yeah, all right, they might not have made it, but sometimes I think you've got to go through certain things to make you a bigger and better person in not just personal, but business life as well, don't you think?
Yeah, because I think it's coming out of the mistake where you learn so much too.
Yeah.
So I think it's not just got to make the mistake, you've got to come out of that pain and that mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, because when you make that mistake and you're in pain and you're like, right, okay, what do I do now?
That's what makes
Yeah.
people, I think.
Massively, yeah. It's always, you know, I've been listening to a lot of David Goggins recently.
Yeah.
Some people love him, some people hate him, but he talks about.
I haven't listened to much of him to comment, so I don't really know. I know.
Yeah, but it's all about pain, and you're going to go through pain, and pain's a natural part of life, and it's how you process that and grow from it. So, and I think the same is true in business in a lot of ways. You're going to go through awful things, and I think what the hardest thing can be sometimes is going through those things and not being able to talk to your friends or your family about it.
Yeah.
Because like
You feel closed off.
yeah, because like I've been out with my friends talking about his girlfriend's doing his head in, or his kids keeping him up at night, and I'm like, how do I talk to him about this system error that's gone wrong? Or we had LMPG, a massive landlord purchasing group, once sent out an email to all their database promoting BlueBricks magazine, which is about 5,500, and the moment before they sent that update, our system crashed and we couldn't get any new members.
Oh no!
And it's pain like that where you're like, I can't talk to many people about this because I might not get it or understand it sometimes.
Yeah, they'd just be like, what?
Yeah, or paying the taxman and all that fun stuff. So, I think that can be the hard bit too.
Do you find that difficult? I mean, have you got close friends and family that really support what you do, or do you still feel like a bit of like the black sheep in that respect in your circles?
I have a handful of people who I can talk to, but the majority of the time now I don't talk about it. I've got consultants, I've got close people I know in business, professionals who I will turn to for the professional support now.
Not just an opinion.
Yeah.
Because that's like, how do you listen to someone's opinion if they've never done what you're trying to do?
Exactly. That's exactly it. So I've got, and I'm really proud that I've got some amazingly experienced people around me at the moment that can guide me and tell me and show me. Yeah. When it comes to the emotional support, I think you just learn to deal with it almost, don't you? Like the stress and the long hours and stuff after a little while just becomes kind of normal. Yeah, it just is what it is.
Yeah, I'm used to not sleeping. I've got young kids and I'm used to it now. They're like 4 and 2 nearly. So yeah, sleepless nights and long days has just been a thing of my life for the past 4 years. So yeah, I'm definitely fucking. You ain't got kids yet, have you?
No, not yet, mate. No.
Would you like to have kids one day?
Yeah, but a lot later on.
Yeah, you're only young, 25. I didn't have Rosie until I was 30.
Yeah, all
so
right.
A lot can happen in 5 years. Do you know what I mean? I think you growing your business and things like that and focusing on. You got a girlfriend though, haven't you?
Yeah. I've got a partner. At the time of the filming of this podcast.
I'll let you know when it goes out if that's changed.
Yeah. We can edit it out. But yeah, no. I would love kids one day. When I'm about 30, though, I think, because there's so much I want to do in terms of growing the business and investing and. I love.
They are a time, mate. Like you got to, they deserve. You're having kids. They need your time, focus,
everything. And I want to
stability.
I want to give them everything too. And I want to do so much for charity too and help people and make a difference. That's a huge focus too. So I feel like I want to do. I don't think you'll ever do everything you want to do, but I want to be on the path of doing a lot of the things I want to do and then have kids.
Yeah. So what's next for BlueBricks magazine? What ideas have you got for it moving forward? I know you briefly touched on. I know you do events in Leeds and you've been going around different places. You're at Mind, the East Anglian Property Summit, and you're going to be hopefully showcasing it, doing a talk, letting people know about BlueBricks who probably don't know about it around here. Maybe get a few more sign-ups. Fingers crossed. What's next? What's your vision?
Yeah, so the vision for BlueBricks is obviously we've got the event in Leeds, we've got Manchester, we've got one opening up in Canary Wharf.
Which you have the one in Leeds is regular, isn't it?
Yeah, and Manchester's every month now, and London, Canary Wharf is every month. I want to get to a point where we've got events in most major places because they're free for members of BlueBricks magazine. These events, we don't really make any money from the events. It's not a money making thing.
Yeah.
It's more for the members to give them something else. And the way I see BlueBricks going is. I was thinking about this today in case you asked me, but my absolute dream, the way to sum it up, not talking about figures, is my passion for BlueBricks would be for it to land in someone's letterbox and then be so excited to read it that they immediately boil the kettle and they open it there and then read it and they are excited. That is my vision. And no matter how many events we have or how big the business is, if I can achieve that, then I'll be happy.
What does that look like to you in terms of the content you provide people with? What sets you apart, or do you like to think that will set you apart from others that have been there and done it and not succeeded? And what are you going to do to make this succeed and make it that magazine that you want it to be?
It's hard because, you'd think for a property investment magazine, there's so many, not just different strategies in property, but different angles to it. You've got financial conduct authority, regulations, rules, tax, legals, and then you've got the fun stuff like the cash flow. So the hard part has been figuring out an angle, but the way I want to do that is make it something that, like I said to you, is very honest, very truthful, very down to earth.
Yeah.
But make it something...
relatable.
Yeah. But get people like you that are real and are doing stuff that are telling... I want the magazine to be full of information you can't find anywhere else. I want it to be people read it and they go, wow, I didn't even think of that. I didn't even know that. That is absolutely unbelievable. Like you, Ian just wrote for the latest issue that's out about 12 ways to find off-market deals. Some of those ways even I didn't think of.
Mate, he's got some brilliant. That's what he's really good at. I'm just gonna there's BlueBricks there. You can see it.
Okay, it's on that camera. Perfect. But that's what I mean. I want to fill it with articles where people are looking at it and going, that is absolutely unbelievable. I did not think of that, and that is going to revolutionise my business. And already we have articles like that in there. Like Sarah McDermott has just given all her secrets on how she built an 8-figure holiday let business.
Yeah. She's doing really well for herself, isn't she?
Oh, she's doing amazing. We had someone come on to the event. We had an accountant speaking, and the advice from the accountant saved that person 6 figures. Like,
really?
There's already stuff going on that, if people consume the content and stuff, will make a huge difference. Yeah. It's just magnifying that.
No, so anyone who wants to, how can people, if you just want to plug it, how can people like now who are listening to this who have never seen or heard of BlueBricks before, how can they jump on and take a look, get involved and find it? Where can they find it?
Yeah, so if you type in bluebricksmagazine.com, make sure you type in BlueBricks Magazine or you will just get BlueBricks.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen a few people do that. And then at the top right-hand side, there is a sign-up button. Click sign up there. Now, we've got $4.99 a month for the digital version. We've also got $12.95 every other month for the printed version. That includes access to all our events online and in person for completely free of charge. So for the price of a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, if you're that way inclined, you can obviously get access to the magazine and all the benefits that are in there.
Yeah, it depends what you prefer, whether it's coffee or tea. Yeah. I'm heartbroken. I didn't ask you to get coffee. You should have got a coffee. I'd have had a coffee with you, mate.
No, well, I didn't want to come on to the Tea Hut podcast with the coffee.
Yeah, that's it. No, I appreciate that, mate. I do. So, what's the biggest thing that you've learned so far? I mean, you've only been editor-owner of BlueBricks for 2 years?
Yeah.
So, what's the biggest thing you've learned so far in that short space of time in business?
So, obviously having a sourcing business before that, I think what I've learned is that pain is a part of the process. And the mistakes that I made early on was that if I wasn't successful within 6 months or if I was going through too much pain, I thought, it mustn't be for me. Yeah. I think the biggest thing I've learned is that sometimes growing, it's not easy. It takes a lot of work. Things go wrong.
It hurts.
Through it. Yeah, it hurts. But David Goggins, who I was listening to, he really helped me on a podcast he did because he runs miles and miles and miles, like hundreds of miles. And he said sometimes I look at my shoes for hours before I put them on and I hate them. Yeah. Because it's that thing that you assume that you're going to love every single step, but sometimes it's hard. So I think I learned that. And also at the same time to still love what you do. Like I love the magazine so much and bringing it out there to people.
And you've got that vision.
Yeah, I've got that vision. And that's when you've got the vision and you know what, and you get the right professionals around you that can show you and guide you and help you on how to achieve that vision. Yeah. And then it's pushing through to achieve it.
So if there's anyone out there that's like, you're a young man, 25, fucking hell, it seems like a lifetime ago for me, and it weren't that long ago. If there's anyone out there that's your age younger, who's wanting to get into business, who's got an idea, they've got an interest, what advice can you give them?
I'd say, first of all, find someone. So for me, this someone was Nathan Winch, who used to own BlueBricks. He took me under his wing, became a best friend, a mentor, and everything to me, and kind of showed me so much. Find someone who you resonate with, who's experienced. Don't go out and immediately pay for a mentor, but find someone who's got your interests at heart and wants to help you, and then learn from them, even if that means helping them for free. Just show some initiative. Yeah,
because people your age and younger are, let's face it, not going to have a chunk of money to necessarily go and start personal development training or things like that. So how can people start,
Yeah, start. Yeah, get around the right people, learn from them. And then I think it's finding something that you're passionate about. I wish I'd have spent more time sharpening the axe, i.e. doing market research, discovering what people wanted before jumping straight in. Yeah. With property sourcing, I set up during COVID, which was a terrible idea. I just, it was like, 2 weeks to flatten the curve, I'll be out there in no time. Obviously it didn't happen. But I jumped straight in, and I think, sharpen the axe, get around people, go to networking events, meet business professionals, learn from them, build a bit of a personal network. And then when you do decide to open up a business in whatever way, shape or form, you've got people you can ring for help. Because if you don't do that in the early days and something goes wrong, who do you call?
Yeah.
Not Ghostbusters. Hey.
Yeah. But it's a bit. Has it been hard for you? Because for myself, in the first days growing my business, I used to like to think I knew it all.
Yeah.
You do, don't you? It's like, well, I know what I'm doing. I'm a businessman now. I make my own decisions.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was critical for me to be able to really, really sit there, and that probably weren't that long ago, if I'm honest, to really sit there and admit my faults, my weaknesses.
Yeah.
And I think that's been fucking critical in realising what I'm good at, critical in my personal development as a person.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think so. I think when I was 20, 21, when I set up sourcing, I felt like the man, you know what I mean? I'm going around my hometown, I'm viewing... I had a 2001 Vauxhall Corsa with bandit boards in back. I was like, I'm the man, and I'm doing great. And then an investor, will go behind your back. I've had that happen, and stuff happens that kind of knocks you off that pedestal quite quickly.
When you go behind your back?
They so they were a local investor, which was a bad idea from the start. And basically they were trying to find out what properties I was doing, what prices I was negotiating them to, and then going directly to the estate agent and doing it.
Tricky bastards.
Yeah. So, it was little stuff like that where, putting bandit boards up trees and having people screaming at you and threatening you. You soon go from that, like, I'm the man, and go down a couple of pegs. But yeah, it's been difficult, mate. There are days where you contemplate, should I even be doing this? I'd probably be better off working 35 hours a week and just having
that work-life balance.
Yeah, and going for it. Why did I hate it so much? Yeah, it's never easy, and there's been some real difficult moments.
What's been the most difficult moment, would you say, if you could pinpoint one thing, say, yeah, that was fucking hard, that?
Taking on BlueBricks, because what I was doing before I was freelance, it was just me. Taking on a business with a brand and hundreds of customers and a product was so much hard work. And when I initially bought BlueBricks, I wasn't going to go public. I was never going to tell anyone that I was the owner, because I was worried with me being a young lad that everyone would be like, well, he's a chancer, he's not going to do anything. Thankfully, everyone's really happy with the product I've produced. So I think the hardest thing was buying that and overcoming those obstacles in my own head and believing in myself and facing those kind of demons was the most difficult bit.
Yeah. And having that faith in yourself to, that you can do it. Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? Yeah. But I think, like you said at the start of the interview, that you've always known from a young age that you didn't want to just be normal and fit. No. No. And I think that's a common theme throughout entrepreneurs. I think they have these realizations early on. Yeah. Or they have these feelings of, I'm different, I don't quite fit in, or I can float between different groups. I'm a bit of a social chameleon. Yeah. Because I think you've got to be a bit like that when you're an entrepreneur and you're out there and about, and you've got to mix with different sorts of people. You've got to be able to dial it up, dial it down. Especially for someone like me, I'm quite leery. So in some situations, I have to try and dial it down. And sometimes I have to try and match other people. And it's just, that's what I think you've got to be able to do that. Yeah. To understand the psychology of people as well, haven't you?
To switch up, yeah. I think it's like you're deliberately putting yourself through pain and stress, like
all the time.
And you've got to think differently. Like before I picked up your tea bags today, I saw a kitchen suppliers and I was going in there talking about BlueBricks, seeing if I could get them at your event. Yeah. Try not hustle, because it wasn't anything like that. It's building relationships, but you're always thinking like that. And I don't think I've ever said this publicly. One of the things I did, one of the visions for BlueBricks was to try and get a household name on the front cover. So I painted a brick blue, stuck a letter to it, and left it in Gary Neville's hotel.
Did you?
Yeah, I've done some mad stuff.
That's a bit weird.
I've sent we've mocked up front covers with Alan Sugar on, sent it to him, stuff like that.
Have you?
Yeah, and I know it sounds insane, but
what?
Yeah, if it works, it works. But that. I think that's the thing, is that when you're an entrepreneur, you're constantly thinking of things that most people go, oh, that's insane. Like,
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. It's stupid, I must admit, when I was speaking to the receptionist, saying, can I leave a brick here? There was a moment of doubt running through my head.
What did she say? Yeah, just...
Is he expecting it?
yeah, of course he is. Make sure he fucking gets it, or I'll put you through his fucking windscreen.
Yeah.
Did you get the call?
No, I didn't.
Did you get the brick? Who knows?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. But the point being that, like, it is little stuff. and stupid stuff, but it was, as silly as it sounds, it was in the name of creating something for the readers that would be amazing for them. So if that means I've got to do something stupid to create something that's going to help someone, I'll do it. I'll put myself out there.
No, mate, I like it. I think you've got to be willing to put yourself out there to get anywhere in business and doing something different. You've got to put yourself out there. So, no, I appreciate that, mate. Well, it's been a good chat, mate.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
I hope you've enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it, yeah.
I'm not sure you've enjoyed the tea.
I'm halfway through, mate, but I don't know if you won't be able to see on the podcast, but if you're on the camera, that's a bucket, mate. That's not a cup.
Just put it up to your head. That is literally like half the size of your head.
Say I'm not a big tea fan. That is.
I've broke his Dunkin' of chocolate digestives into tea today.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to have broken that cherry. Sam, thanks for coming on today, mate. It's been really informative. Just one more time, where can people find you on socials? BlueBricks, how can they subscribe?
Yeah, so bluebricksmagazine.com for the website. Sign up there for the magazine itself. You can see all our events that we're running there too. And then with just on social media, it's BlueBricks Magazine on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to get me personally, just type in Sam Cooke, not the soul singer, on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Happily connect with you personally too.
And the events, you got Leeds, Manchester,
Canary Wharf.
Are they happening? Are they all live now?
Yes, so Leeds is the 25th of April. Sarah McDermott's speaking there.
Yeah.
So really, really pleased with that. On the... Well, you're going to catch me off guard now. Let me just... I've not got my phone on me.
That's all right.
I think it's the 18th of April. But check the website just in case I'm wrong.
Are they going to be recurring events in the same places?
Every month,
monthly in the same places?
Every month, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we've got Napa Bafakilla there. Yeah, so they're all monthly recurring events that you will find on the website. And if you sign up to BlueBricks, you'll receive regular updates as well, and they're on our social media. So
sweet. It's cool.
Hard to miss.
Nice one. All right, well, cheers for coming in, mate. It's been great.
My pleasure, thank you.
Cheers, bud.
The Tea Hut, proudly brought to you by eGrowth Media.